I've mentioned several times the book written in the 30s, I think, by, I can't remember his name, because this is just me as usual. You know what I might, oh, I'm going to vlog about that. The Ragged Trousered Philanthropists, and it's set in a seaside town in East Sussex, Hastings. Robert Tressel wrote it. And if you read that, it reads, it's set back then, but actually the UK has been heading towards the same sort of scenarios over the last few years. And I'm just reading a shocking report about child hunger, and I'm going to read bits of it to you because it's just shocking. Children taken to A&E because they fainted from hunger, others hiding food stolen from their classmates' lunchboxes to take home to their families, rickets and scurvy on the rise, children failing to grow properly because they're malnourished. These accounts are profoundly shocking, but according to a new survey of school nurses and children's dentists in the UK, incidents like these are not unusual. Hunger, poor nutrition, dental problems have worsened over the past year as the cost of living crisis has spiralled, according to the survey, with serious consequences for children's physical health, mental well-being and education. Public health nurses report children 6, 7, 8 shouldn't be stealing food. They shouldn't be worried all day if mummy or daddy has got food or what they're going to have to eat, or if they can steal from somebody else's lunchbox. But these are the true living realities for so many kids at the moment. What I found it's all worrying, but what is more worrying is the reports. It's about a report. The findings were sobering. 2/3 of those surveyed had seen an increase in children's health issues related to hunger or poor nutrition over the past year. And faced with daunting challenges, those tasked to help often feel powerless. We used to be able to work with families to show them how to budget or better, or how to deliver healthy meals or for less. Or we could link them to things like local cooperative or help them get an allotment. The scale of the affordability gap is so large now, none of this works anymore. School professionals would subsidise struggling kids from their own pockets. Our teachers are struggling too. They can't bring in crumpets and toast and milk and cereals like they used to, out of the goodness of their hearts. And the local community can't respond when they call them, because the local church, when they do call the local church, they say that we've got a hungry family. So everybody's sort of tied and can't help any longer, which is frightening. And this report comes out just in before the school holidays, and over the past 2 or 3 years, there's always been a call for help over the school holidays, for people to help feed kids that rely on the food they get in school. So many kids are not able to get food at home. They rely on what they get at school. So during the school holidays, they're not getting fed. Anyway, this article is in The Guardian, and it's titled How to Tackle the Health Issues Wreaking Havoc on UK Children. It's just, it's frightening, and the gap between the wealthy and the poor is massive, and still CEOs are taking bonuses, still rich people are taking more money, and poor people are dropping by the wayside. And the scale of it is not going to be obvious because it's hidden. The scale of it is hidden and won't be shown and won't be reported on. The BBC won't show it, that's for fucking sure. And it's just unbelievable. The UK, is a first world country, has for some time started to sound like a third world country, and I don't know what's going to change. I don't see anything changing, and I don't know what the answer is. Food banks probably aren't keeping up. I don't think food banks have been able to keep up for a long time. And there shouldn't be food banks. It shouldn't be a necessity to have food banks. It really shouldn't. All those people with money buying themselves things, stuff, bigger things, bigger stuff, owning property they don't live in, renting out property to make a profit, buying yachts, stashing their money abroad. What sort of world is this? What sort of world is this? I highly recommend you read The Ragged Trousered Philanthropists. It's fascinating, and for the last few years, the UK has been gradually falling into the same hole. Okay, that was a bit off the cuff. That's me for today. We're off to the anaesthetist appointment this afternoon. I was waiting for my IT man to come and sort my Mac out. I don't think he's coming. I think he may have forgotten. I know that he was trying to fit a lot in before his holiday, and I absolutely understand when you reach the end of and you're ready for your holiday, things slip past you. So I'm not going to go. I'm not going to hold it against him for not coming, but I've set all my Mac up over there on the table, ready for him to look at. It's not desperate. It's a problem I've had since I got it from my sister last summer. So I'll just carry on as before and see if he can fix it afterwards. Hope you're having a nice day. Today is, I think it's Thursday. I went to art yesterday. That was weird. I went to art on a different day. I went. It was at 5 o'clock. I'd had a really poor night. I'd managed to catch up a bit in the afternoon and to get a bit of sleep. I only went for an hour because I finished what I was doing. I hate what I was doing. I finished it. I'm not showing it you because I don't like it at all. It's horrible. And that's the last art until September now. So I need to do some art at home because I shall miss it. So I need to do some stuff at home rather than just rely on going there. And in a year's time, there won't be any art because Cleo's retiring. And that's the only real thing that gets Mark and I out of the house each week is to go to art. And I really love it because I like the group that I'm in. I like the French. I like the learning. I like learning art. I like learning French. I like having a laugh. All of that is a really good way to learn a language. And I'm going to really miss it. And I'm not going to go and try and I'm not going to try and replace it because I can't. You can't replace that. It's been quite special, and I've been going now for 6 years or more. So I don't want to try and replace it. I'll carry on arting at home and see how it goes. Anyway, have a good Thursday, and see you next time.